Good morning, everyone. So Monday morning, a big Monday, and that was fun yesterday. Meeting Simon coming through the gate, and he got underway about 6:30 last night. So he stopped for about 2.5 hours, or three, maybe three, to get all his work done. Anyway, we've got everyone in the one shot at the moment, and that's interesting in itself. If we go to the toggle bar, oh no, we don't have. Hang on, ooh, jeepers, don't quite fit because we've got. We don't either. Okay, I didn't want to forget about Guy, so we'll put that one there, and we'll drag this one right across to the other way, and we'll see what the split in the fleet looks like right now. 2,229 nautical miles, so we're split by about 3 weeks at 100 miles a day. For the back enders, and 2.5 weeks if we consider 1,000 miles a week to be the average speed of these sorts of boats. So we'll look at the back end of the fleet for now, and you can see there's lots of instability everywhere, lots of holes and so on, but Guy's moving pretty well, 4.4 knots with a nice breeze, so he's heading down. I'll put the latitudes in here. So that's 30 degrees south generally. You'll come right down here to 40, in the roaring 40s to head across to Cape Town, but not many people made it, which is kind of interesting. So Arnaud doing 2 knots. He's really lucked out in the last 3-4 days. And not going very far at all. Remember the back marker, Suhaili, jumped ahead now, in terms of he only gets a position about once a week, I think it was. A bit fewer than Joshua up the front. So this is the back marker they've got to try and keep up with to make the gate, generally, not specifically, but generally they want to stay in front or alongside Suhaili. Ian Herbert-Jones doing 1 knot. We predicted this yesterday. He's fallen in a hole. And Elliot right at the moment there, he's showing 5.6 knots and looking pretty good. So this hole here has probably gone over, and he's depends exactly where he goes to, whether it's way forward of the beam or just sort of on the beam or whatever. But he's making reasonable progress. So looking pretty good. And I think we should just do a quick boost on the weather here to show what's going to happen in the next couple of days for these guys. This is tomorrow, 10:30. Elliot's got breeze back. Suhaili's got a headwind, who is not good. Ian's still in a bit of trouble because he will have moved forward here just a little bit, and he's still got not strong winds behind. So, and if he does get underway, he's going to drive further back into this area of low wind. So, not so good. Arnaud, a bit the same. He's might have moved a little bit forward, but no wind. Guy's looking okay. He's got breeze, so he'll start closing in slowly with Arnaud. So that's 1 day ahead. Come up into the next day. Still very patchy for these guys back here. Elliot will be up here somewhere, light winds, but it's okay. Making progress. Ian, it depends. There's lots of variables there, but he's got a boost anyway coming, and then there's another little low. So another little that's a low. So it's going the other way around. So it's a little low pressure there, but very low gradients between the high and the low. It's just a system forming, but not big winds between them. So mixed bag. Anyway, that's the next couple of days. So we'll see how it goes. Now back to today's weather, and we'll come along and look at the rest of the fleet. We'll start at the back end here. Jeremy's actually in some pretty solid breezes and should be flying along by the look of it, but he's only doing 5 knots. It's going to be very interesting. I say this every time, to see how many barnacles he's got, but it could be a bad one. We'll have to wait and see. Everyone wants to know what they got, but I think everyone knows he's got copper coat, and that was all that was on there, and it's not working out too well for him. Ayrton doing 2.3 knots, obviously in light winds, and it shows on the graphic here. And Captain Goog 5.5, not bad. He's had a great run the last few weeks. And Damien 5.6, pretty good considering what we're seeing here. I think you can see that clear enough. I'll come up one more size. What we're seeing here on the colour gradients, there's sort of 15 knots of breeze, maybe up around 20 or something. 5.6 knots, probably got spinnakers up. It's on the starboard quarter, same for Goog on Nuri. And I should keep mentioning sponsors' names. This is Damien on PRB, and this is Michael Goog on Nuri, and this is Abelish on Bayonet. So anyway, they're all having fun. 6.1 knots, but Abelish is the first to reach or he's in slightly more breeze. You can see that here, so that's why he's going a little bit faster. But he'll just be happy to be moving. He's gonna. I know the first thing he's going to say when I ask him, "How was it when you got stuck in the hole?" Back there, and he probably won't say anything. It was so. Anyway, so here's the story. Pat. Now I could talk all day about Pat, but I won't. I'll just say he's doing 5 and he's enjoying the ride, and he's got a great breeze. He's sailing well. He's beelining for Cape Town, so everything's working out for Pat. He's coming up from the south, sort of thing, or coming up from low. So no reports of any dramas for Pat. Looking good, and he's right up there with the leaders. He's 4th in the rankings. And I should have told you this. Look at this before we get on to Kirsten. If we go to the leaderboard, boom, boom, what do we got? We got Simon, and we got Kirsten, and then we got Tapio. So as I was suggesting before, it's going to be a race to the finish for those two for second. Pat's coming in at 4th, and it looks like that will be his position going into the stopover. And Tapio right now doing 5.7 knots. Kirsten doing 7 knots. Okay, she's in the breeze, which is what I was saying in the last few days. Bit down here, she's going to get better breeze than Tapio, so she'll have faster boat speed. So if we blow this up again now, just to focus on who's going to get in first, and if we look at the distances specifically for Tapio, here we go. Why is that not coming? Here it comes. Boom, boom. Nope, that's not it. It doesn't want to bite. Sometimes there's a little glitch. There's one, there's the other. We'll put this on Cape Town. Okay, so there's Cape Town, and we put this one on Tapio, just on the bow there. 143 miles to go for Tapio, 144 that was, and for Kirsten, 133. So it's 10 miles in front. Okay, that's about 2 hours or something. So still not a lot in it, but we can forget about, just for Pat, just so I don't miss him out. I know I'm getting hammered on the subject. We love Pat. And Pat's got about 285 nautical miles to go. So that's a couple of days. So still quite a bit more than the other two. And if we get rid of that now and look at the weather that we've got here, you can see there's more wind down here. So Kirsten's going to have a bigger boost for the first day. And I'll try and pull this in so we get no, we can't do it. I'll go down a little bit. While I go through the who's next into Cape Town routine, you'll be able to watch behind. So if you're interested in Abolish, PRB or Bayonet, PRB and Nuri, you can watch that as we progress the weather as well. And for now, I'll focus on who's going to be next into Cape Town because it's of interest. See where we go. So I'm animating this forward now every hour. You see the stronger winds that Kirsten's got are dropping off. Okay, but look at Tapio. Tapio's dropping off dramatically. There's less wind up there than what there is down here. So while it's dropping off for both of them, okay, in the next this is midnight tonight. It's dropping off more for Tapio than it is for Kirsten. That's a good thing. It's right behind Kirsten. She'll have to balance now. She loves using a twin. She's got these sails that flop out. Both wings and poled out, but it could be getting into spinnaker material, and we haven't heard a lot there yet, but she'll possibly running a kite at that stage, bearing straight down. And so this is midnight tonight, and she'll be getting closer. So this is going through till tomorrow morning. Now I'm going to, the guys at the back here, plenty of breeze, so they're just going to be barreling along, right? So now I'm going to blow it up a bit, and hang on.
It's not an emergency, just a text message from Pat.
Oh, okay. Oh, hot off the press. Ada's just passed me a message from Pat. I'm not sure when it came in right now. My Aries self-steering is broken. I am sheet to tiller since last night. There you go.
So it's loose.
Thank you, Ada. Yeah. It's just come in. That's hot off the press. So I'm not sure what broken means. If he's sheet to tiller, I'd say it's more than just a brake coupling. So, yeah, that's the Aries wind vane. Yeah. So that, we'll treat that as a bit of a story. We'll see what happens. But the Aries wind vane, in fact, all wind vanes usually have a breakaway coupling, a servo pendulum system. If that breaks, you can unbolt the broken one, put a new one on. And it hasn't been extreme weather, so it's unlikely that that's broken, but something else has happened. I'm not sure what it is. So Pat has an issue now. Here's me saying he's all fine and this, that and the other, but that came in literally 3 minutes ago to Ada. So anyway, moving back to this one, the distance, just to give you an ETA, we've got one there for Thingo, so we'll put it on the bow, 150 miles. Okay, so if they're doing now 5.7, 150 miles, so use generalizations here. That's about a good day. So it's 10 o'clock in the morning here in 10 o'clock in the morning here in Cape Town, and Kirsten's about the same. So we get rid of that now because you now got to look at the weather moving forward to Cape Town, because it usually goes a bit light right at the last minute, but that gradient looks pretty good all the way through. There's breeze coming in. It's coming from the southwest, so it follows all along. You may have noticed, in fact, we'll talk about Simon in a minute, that was challenging to get his actual ETA. So just keeping that going. So this is 11 o'clock. The wind's actually picking up in the afternoon, tomorrow afternoon. You see the green coming up here, so it's getting stronger and stronger, so that's good. And the breeze is going right the way to the line. So I'd say they're going to be late morning around midday tomorrow. And I would still predict at this point that Kirsten is probably going to beat Tapio in. So it looks like Kirsten, late morning, midday, and Tapio probably maybe an hour or so behind. So that'll be fun. So watch this space. You can see Simon got away okay. He left at 6:30 last night, so only stopped for a few hours. He was up the mast doing a few things. You probably saw the photos that Ada and Rian put up last night. The shots of him up the mast. We took that from the road here at the end. And he's made reasonably good progress. We'll just do a distance on that just to see how far he's come. This will be straight line, so we'll add a bit to it. So since 6:30 last night, he's done something like 65 miles or so, which isn't too bad. And he's now on the hammer for Joshua. Joshua, as you probably already know, came down to send a message across to ships, that what he was doing, and everything's cool and life's pretty good. But he hit the ship and bent his bowsprit. That's why he was fluffing around here. He had to go in and find a spot and set up a rigging system and bend his bowsprit back, straighten it up, And it's still the same bowsprit on Joshua, which is pretty cool when you think of the story. So now they're running after each other. It says here Bernard's only doing 1.4, but I'm not sure why. That's his relative position around about now, and all part of the fun. So I think that's probably it. I'm fascinated to see what's happened to Pat's Aries. I hope it's not terminal. If it is, it's a problem. The reality is that it's very hard to sail around the world for the rest of the trip with no wind vane. So we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, maybe he'll give us more information later on, and maybe there's more information there that I haven't seen yet because we've been busy this morning. I couldn't find this phone this morning. The things that cause delays. Anyway, see you tomorrow, and we'll update ETAs. I'll probably do another one tonight. I'll give ETAs tonight online for Kirsten and Tapio, and then during the day it'll go to 1 hourly on the tracker, and let's see who comes out to meet Kirsten, because she'll probably be in before Tapio, and then Tapio, but who knows? It's an adventure, and every adventure has an unknown outcome.